So this is month 1 of my journey to trying to build a full-time income online. Welcome along for the ride. So for those of you who haven't been to my channel before, my name is Chaz. I go by the name of the Risk On Investor here on YouTube, and this channel is documenting my journey to building a £1 million investment portfolio. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you'll know there's a bit of a spanner in the works, and that's that I left my job at the end of last year. So that's meant I've got about a £1,000 shortfall every month that I need to plug before I can start investing back in my portfolio. So while my portfolio grows in the background, I need to earn some extra income. So this video is going to be a regular thing where I'll update you on how it's going. I'd love to get comments from you guys in the description as well about opportunities that you think I could explore or have a go at. I'll also be producing some videos every now and again that are standalone about a particular method that I found. I've actually already made one of those on the channel, and for whatever reason it was a complete bomb, even though it's probably one of the most helpful videos in my opinion on the channel so far. But that's how YouTube seems to work. So if that journey is something that you think would interest you, or you want to come along for the ride and give things a go yourself, then hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps small channels like mine grow and reach more people. Now, so I mentioned that I've got about a £1,000 shortfall every month at the moment. So that means I actually need to earn a little bit more than that every month. That's because there's obviously tax and other things that I need to account for that will be unexpected, that I won't have factored into that. So I've actually set myself the goal of £20,000 over the next 12 months. Now I have no idea if that's realistic or not, but I'm going to find out. So whether I fail or it goes really well, you'll find out the whole journey on this YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's look at what happened this month. So I've got my phone with me here where I've noted down all the different things and the numbers, just so that I don't tell you all the wrong numbers and then have to correct myself on the screen in editing. So the first thing I tried, and it's something that I've made a video about on this channel, was sports betting. So that brought in for me this month £329.38. So I didn't actually spend that much time on the sports betting. I spent around 10 hours, and you'll notice that number is actually slightly higher than the number I gave in my video because I had a couple of extra free bets that I used up that hadn't settled by the time I'd recorded that video. So that would be about a third of my goal if I could do that every month. Now, I'm not actually sure whether I'm going to use the match betting every month going forward. It's something that I'm going to use as a bit of a fallback option if I'm struggling in a month. And that's because it's a method that I know works. But the only trouble with it is I don't think sustainably for years into the future it would be a good opportunity to lean on. That's because after a while your accounts will get banned or stake restricted, which limits the amount you can earn. So if you're just looking for an extra side income, I think match betting is an absolute no-brainer. The video that I put out, which I'll link to in the description, I think covers that quite well and shows that I didn't actually need to put in that much time to earn a good couple of £100 in the week that I spent doing it. And as I said in the introduction, I think that video is probably one of the best videos on my channel in terms of there's really good actionable things in that video that people could just sign up to and get going with and start earning money literally the same day that they sign up. So the second income source that I had this month was affiliate income. So this is a pretty small one. It was £10.81 this month. So nothing really to write home about, but it's a start. So if you don't know what affiliate income is, it's effectively a form of marketing payment that I receive. So say there's a product that I use and that I really like, then I might recommend that to people. It could be on this YouTube channel, it could be in my newsletter, it could just be face-to-face when I'm meeting someone. And if that person then signs up to that service on the back of my recommendation, I would earn a kickback because of that. And so that's what happened this month. Someone signed up to Trading 212 and I received a free share, which was worth £10.81. Now, affiliate income is a really difficult one. It's one I would like to grow in the future, but it's one I need to be quite picky about. So I only want to recommend services that I use. And that's because if I use them, then that must mean I think they're pretty good. And I don't want to be not honest and just promote any old thing that I come across that maybe gives a really good payout. Because I see videos online all the time where people are promoting something that they don't actually seem to really use or know that much about. I don't think it's very genuine, and I just think it's actually quite misleading. So that's something I really don't want to get involved in, but I would like to grow that affiliate income. So I need to probably just sit down and look at all the things I use currently and see if they have affiliate programs and if it's something that even fits into, say, this YouTube channel or my newsletter, because if it doesn't, then I can't promote it pretty much. So the third type of income is actually freelancing work. So I made a loss of £3.40 this month with my freelancing work, and that's because I haven't picked up any clients yet. So I think freelancing is probably going to form the bulk of my income at the start of this journey. And that's because I have skills in engineering that I can charge a relatively good amount per hour for. So that £3.40 loss is actually some networking costs where I met up with someone who might be a potential client and we had just a drink in a cafe and a quick chat. I think that will come to fruition. I'm looking forward to trying to get some work from him this month, and I'm actively looking for other people that might have some work that I can pick up for them to help them out. So that's my kind of main focus for this month, really, is to grow that freelancing income, because I think that could form the key backbone to my income going forward. So the fourth income source is actually a side income source that I haven't spoken about on this channel. I'm not going to reveal quite what it is yet because it's going to take a little while to play out to see if it actually works out for me, but that's at minus £50.40. So this is something I've seen online, a number of people try, and there's really mixed success. Some people seem to do really well and others seem to do really badly at it. So I'm hoping I fall into the really well camp, but to be honest, it doesn't seem particularly straightforward in many ways. It sounds really simple as a concept, but I think the actual execution of it is a lot harder than people make out. There might not be a video about that income source for a little while on my channel, just because it does take a little bit of time to play out. But probably in a couple of months' time, I'll start giving some updates. And if it's worked out, I'll keep going with it. If it hasn't, I'll just have to move on and accept that it doesn't really work for me, or I don't have the right skills for that. Now, the next income source actually made me £0 this month. So it's not really an income source, but it's something I would like to grow in the future. Now, the trouble is I don't really know how to grow it at the moment in terms of making money from it. And that's my free newsletter. So at the moment, my newsletter is literally just a way for me to condense some of my investment thoughts and share them with you guys. There's also a few bits and pieces about my £1 million investment journey that gets posted on there that doesn't get posted here on YouTube. And that's just because some things don't really require a video update. More just a bit of text update is plenty fine enough. So this week I actually did a bit of a deep dive on Europe's energy crisis. It's not actually a crisis at the moment, but I really think that Europe is backing itself into a corner and is going to have a ticking time bomb on its hands unless it changes energy policy in the near future. And so I discussed that in the newsletter last week. So if that's the kind of content that you think you'd really appreciate, then again, it's completely free. It's more just to synthesize my thoughts at the moment. But I would like to find a way to generate a bit of money from that newsletter. But I don't really want to charge for the newsletter because I want to build a community. If you're a newsletter subscriber or you run your own newsletter, I'd love to hear from you how you think that I can earn a bit of money from that whilst keeping it a really good experience for those who are on the newsletter, because I want it to be something that's really valuable for those people. And the next thing is kind of linked to the newsletter. Again, £0 income this month, but it's just from tips and sort of buy me a coffee type income. So in every video, I leave a little link down in the description below that just says people can leave me a tip. I also, in my weekly newsletter, just leave a little link to that so that if people enjoy the content in the newsletter, they can give something back to me because it's all coming out for free. No one's done that so far, but there's very few people subscribed and watching the channel and on the newsletter at the moment. So I didn't really expect that, but it would be lovely at some point to have, someone buy me a coffee or something like that through that tip jar. It's not one I'm holding out much hope for as a long-term income, but it'd be a lovely little thing to get back from the community. And finally, the other one is another really speculative one, and that's this YouTube channel here. So if you're watching this, you'll notice that I've got barely any subscribers, and if you could see into my YouTube studio, you'd also see that I have very few watch hours. And so if you're not familiar, to become a paid partner on YouTube, you need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, and you also need 4,000 hours of watch time in the last year. So the subscribers, I think I'll hit long before the watch hours, just because the videos I produce are generally a little bit shorter. They're kind of the 5 to 10 minute range. There's some longer ones on the channel, but I haven't really produced longer content than that. Even though it's actually a type of content that I consume quite a lot of myself. I consume quite a lot of half an hour, hour-long videos, podcasts, that kind of thing. So that's just going to happen with time. At some point, I'd love to get this YouTube channel monetized. I don't think it will bring in that much money from what I've seen online. It looks like you can earn about £10 per 1,000 views as a finance YouTube channel. So if I put out a video and that got 1,000 views, which I've only put out a couple of videos that have hit that, then that would have earned me about £10 per video. So you can see there's not a huge amount of money in it as a small YouTuber, but it would be a great extra little income source, and of course would cost nothing for you, but would just put a little bit of money in my back pocket. So that leaves me well short of my targets at only £286.39 in profit this month. So on my £1,000 shortfall, it's only about a quarter of what I need. Fortunately, the majority of that income is from the sports betting, which is tax-free here in the UK, but it does mean that I've got a long way to go for my £20,000 target. Now, if you want to follow me on this journey, both on my £1 million portfolio and looking at how I earn a bit of extra money online, then please hit the subscribe button below. It really helps small channels like mine grow, because it means that when we publish new videos, it gets pushed to you and you get the chance to watch it even if you don't watch it. Also, if you're interested in the sports betting, which was my biggest income source this month, I've got a video which I'll leave down in the description, which you can watch, and I think that's genuinely one of the most helpful videos, especially if you live in the UK, because that's really where you can earn the most money from it. And I think that video is really worth a watch, worth your time. So hopefully next month will be a lot more positive than this month, and there'll be a lot more income coming in. But until then, thanks for watching.